Hey there guys, a few of you asked me to show a light clear on Inugami, so let's get in here and get a clear with the light element. Now for this clear we're not going to use IS, we're going to do a pretty much standard clear. Tybus is going to lead the light party, we're going to use Abigail for tanking, Richt for dealing huge damage, what's his name, Kaito for doing the field, 2B for doing good damage as well, and then Xiao for basically light support and dealing some overall decent damage as well. So let's get in here and get a clear in. Turn chart will be in the comments, etc. Alright, so we're going to be bursting on turn 5. So the first few turns are just building the morale gauge. We're not using a bunch of morale units, or not a bunch of morale batteries, so it's going to take us a few turns to get the morale gauge. So we're going to start Tybus in the shift form and use Elytra on turn 1. Richt can do Luminous Burst, Radiant, and Bolting in the shift form. Guardian Xiao on turn 1 can do Ocean's Magic, Star Magic, as well as, got my turn chart, oh yeah, Shine and Stream. 2B can do Avoid for the morale gain, True Charge, and then just one of her bolting moves. Kaito can do Aqueous Imbue. He's going to be the primary water sealer. So Aqueous Imbue, Mana Few Words, and Deep Submersion. And Abigail on turn 1 will Omni Cover, Contingency, and Shelga. So turn 1 is pretty painful. If you don't have really high spirit, you might guts it, but overall, we're fine. You know, I think 2B normally gutses this attack. And we took 39,000 on 2B. Yeah, she gutsed it. Oh well, it's fine. Once we get Abigail's SLB online, we're not going to take much damage for the rest of the fight. Okay, so this turn, Xiao will put up the light field, and that is the primary reason he's here, quite honestly. We'll just re-imbue with Tybus. Abigail will cover, and then anti-magic and anti-physical. Richt will go to the base form, where we'll just do Bolting and Absolute Mirror a few times. Not really chaining it up yet. 2B on this turn can triple bolt. I mean, you can chain if you want to, it doesn't really matter. We're not really going for damage this turn. And we're going to triple Bolting with Kaito with Deep. Okay. So, next turn, now that the morale is, better, we'll start dealing a little bit of real damage. Alright, so the boss heals, and again, the healing is why we don't really care about damage yet. Okay, so this turn, we'll go ahead and just use Tybus to shift the LB. We'll SLB our Abigail. We'll use Richt on this turn to do Leading Legend, Light from Within, and then Bolting Strike. Kaito on this turn will do the Field. We'll do Torrential Downpour, and we'll do Crashing Waves to dispel the boss's stuff later. 2B will do her shifted LB, and Xiao will do Arcane Supplementation, Fluffy, Beast Killer on Tybus, as well as Stream. Okay, we'll do that. We'll sort of chain this. And the real damage begins next turn, by the way. Well, we did 2%. Yay. Okay. Now the boss's unremovable buffs are gone. You know, honestly speaking, I could have removed them on turn 1 with Richt. But, whatever. Honestly. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. So we'll get ready for bursting next turn. So Kaito will do Natural, Deadly, and we'll refresh Downpour on this turn. 2B will go to the base form, where we'll double Bolting. I'm sorry, nope. We will Magnus and then double Bolting. Richt in the base form will 150 amp, or 180 amp, and double Bolting. Tybus will get ready for bursting next turn, so he's going to do Elytra, 150 amp, and then we'll just tag twice for a little bit of free damage. Xiao on this turn will do Beast Killer on Richt. Then we'll do Shine. I'm sorry, we're going to do Triple Cast. We're going to do Beast Killer on Richt, Shine, and Malediction to try to like weave that in a little bit. And Abigail will do cover, and then the anti-magical and physical stuff. So we'll do this, and we will do like sort of chaining a little bit. Again, just for a little bit of bonus damage. The real damage comes next turn, as I mentioned. Okay, so this turn we do have Abigail's SLB, so the attack AoE is doing like 4,000 damage. Big whoop, no one cares. Okay, it is now time to do our big damage. We have Arcane Supplementation, so we don't really need to do the morale skills. So Kaito will LB, 2B will LB, Richt will base form LB, Xiao will SLB, Tyvis will do the meteor skill, and we're going to support chain with Abigail on this turn with triple absolute mirror. Okay, so we're going to send everyone except for Tyvis because he's very slow. I'm sorry, he's very fast. So we're going to build the chain, then we're going to send Tyvis. And we're looking for 5 billion or better. We did 6.66. Wow. It is Halloween after all. So we pushed the threshold. Now, if we didn't push the threshold on that turn, it wouldn't really matter, honestly. But if you do push the threshold, we're going to get rid of the boss's buffs. And if you don't, then do it next turn instead. So Kaito will go ahead and do Aqueous to re-imbue. He'll do Unpredictable to get rid of the boss's buffs, and he's going to refresh the Downpour. 2B is going to do True Charge. As you can see, this is mostly a reset up turn. Richt is going to do Luminous and Double Bolting. Chow will do... Whoops, wrong thing. Hold on. Hold on. Chow will do Ocean, Star, Beast Killer on Richt, and Stream. Go ahead and do that first. Abigail can SLB, and then Tyvis can do Rain's TMR, Magic Boost. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the attack and magic buff because it is worn off at this point. And again, little bit of damage. Not much. But that was mostly a reset up turn. All our 5-turn buffs had worn off. We had to recast them. So here's the healing down, etc., etc. Not that big a deal, honestly. We're going to deal with it in 1 second. Okay, so we'll use the morale skill to get rid of the debuffs. Get rid of that healing debuff. Let's go ahead and do the MP fill skill as well, just for the fun of it. Do the attack and magic skill. And now let's deal some damage. So Kaito will LB, 2B will shift the LB. Let's see. Chow's LB is not ready. That's not a problem. Let's go ahead and just double bar Faraja, and then we'll do a Curega as well with Abigail. That should fill up Chow the rest of the way. It did. So there we go. We'll do the shifted LB of Richt because we need to put up that good sword in peril again. And Tyvis is going to do his meteor skill again. Okay, so let's go ahead and chain this up. Wait just a moment for the chain to build, because Tyvis is basically instant when he's clipped. And a nice chunk of damage. Okay, 26% on turn 7. So this turn is just elemental damage. We're not really worried about it. No big deal here. Okay. So we'll once again use Tyvis to magic boost to get ready for next turn. Kaito needs to put up debuffs again, so we'll go ahead and put up the field. And then we'll do, let's see, Deadly and Natural. Actually, now that I think about it, let's just do Downpour and Natural. Let's not bother with Deadly. We don't need it. 2B, we'll go to the base form, where we'll just triple Bolting Strike. We're going to try to kill the boss next turn if possible. If we do, great. If not, oh well. Let's see. Let's do the shift form here, because the boss is going to buff this turn. So we're going to do Radiant, Hope, and then Bolting in that order. Chow is going to Fluffy. He'll do Beast Killer on Richt. In Lytra. And then he'll do Stream to seal the boss. And then, let's see, Abigail will do cover. Shelga. You know what? Let's do cover. Do we even need cover? We do, actually. So cover, let's do a cover and double bar for Rager. I want to do some LBs next turn, if possible. Alright, let's go ahead and do the attack and magic buff, and let's chain a little bit. And we're very likely to kill next turn, honestly. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we definitely gutsed that turn on Abigail, which is fine. Abigail has lots of stacks of guts, so it doesn't really matter. So Kaito can now LB. We can... yeah, base form LB with you. We can SLB with you. Rick can go the base form and LB. Tyvis can do Meteor Skill, and we will SLB Abigail. We'll do the attack and magic buff. And let's go ahead and burst. Probably kill the boss, but if not, not a problem. We'll finish on turn 10. So let's go ahead and burst. Wait. Tyvis. And boom! Handled. 9-turn clear. And if we didn't kill that turn, no problem whatsoever. All the boss does is gravity on turn 9. Next turn, just triple bar Faraja with Abigail. If that fills everyone's LBs, great, do them again. If it doesn't, use bar Wardager on Chow to fill the LBs, and then use the LB of Kaito, 2B, and Richt, and then just use a Meteor Skill on Tyvis again, and you'll have that'll finish it off, no problem. So there it is. There is our damage breakdown. So Tyvis, honestly speaking, Tyvis is not the greatest for damage per turn. He needs a lot of setup for his Meteor Skill. He also doesn't always fill his MP, but he's good single burst. But yeah, so there's Tyvis' damage. Richt, as we know, is amazing damage per turn. Not to mention he does have 2 different sources of 150 or better amplify. So Richt is amazing. Kaito, blah, he's there. He did 700 though. And then 2B and Chow are doing decently. Chow is, of course, kind of off element for the turn. We're doing mostly... we're doing the light field, not the water field. But there it is. Pretty simple with this party. If you've got Chow and Kaito on the party, honestly, it's almost better to go pure water element. But people asked me to do light, so we did light. And there it is. There is the party. So let's take a look at what we're doing. So Tyvis in the base form is using the Meteor Skill. So 7,000 MP, 15,000 Magic, Dark Range TMR for the boosting. And we are using Heart of Babel for a little bit of extra mana regen. This is optional, but an extra 10% MP per turn, it means, you're getting more meteor damage. And he's maxed on everything with Overkiller for Beast because yay for premiums. Shift form is just bulk with the Celestite Rod and the Treasured Ring, and then some morale fill. Yeah, just bulk, whatever. We don't really use the shift form. Abigail is 400 to water and dark resist. That's just because I'm lazy and I don't want to do resist buffs, so I just geared for complete immunity through gear without worrying about any buff. So 400 to water and dark, and you're completely immune without worrying about maintaining buffs. Blizzard Orb for the counter, Savior's Armor for the AoE healing, some resist gear, a resist card with bulk on it, and yeah, Abigail, amazing. Richt in both forms is capped on everything. There it is. Oh, the whole party is immune to Paralyze and Confuse as well. We're not using immunity buffs, so we just geared for immunity instead. Kaito started in the base form. We never went back there, but there it is. A little bit of Esperfill, etc. Shift form was damage versus the combo, and he is maxed on everything. He did low damage, but he did the field. 2B in these forms are, set up for damage. Got honestly kind of leftover gear, but there it is. And I do know Titus's garb doesn't work on her. That's just because it's a high attack power clothing. Shift form, same thing. And then Chow is LB damage versus the boss, and there it is. He is maxed on everything as well. Okay, turn chart will be in the comments. See you in a bit.